Good morning and welcome to today's verse. Today's verse comes to us from the book of Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 39, and it says this: Therefore know this day and consider in your heart that the Lord himself is God in heaven above, and on the earth beneath there is no other. Innately within us, there is the desire to worship something, irregardless of your culture, irregardless of where you come from. Just within the heart, within the soul of man, there's this desire to worship. And we will worship something, whether it be the moon or the stars or angel, or whether it be a cow or whatever. We will worship something because of this vacuum that is inside of us that desires to worship. So if you're going to worship something, I would encourage you to worship the one true and only God. And here Moses, preparing the people, remind them of who God is and that he is the one true God, the only God, the God of heaven above and earth beneath, and there is no other. And he has manifested himself before the children of Israel. They have seen the miraculous move and hand of God in their life, as God has delivered them out of the house of bondage, out of Egypt, as God has parted the Red Sea, and they crossed over as on dry ground. They even heard the voice of the Lord as he spoke from the mountain that was engulfed with smoke and fire, and the earth shook, and they trembled before him, hearing his very voice and seeing how he provided for them and delivered them, and how he will continue to do so, even as they come into the promised land, that he would give nations that were greater, more numerous to them, into their hands. He would continue to do this. Why does Moses need to remind the people of Israel that their God is God? Because there was going to come a day that they would be scattered throughout all of the nations because they would worship false gods. Yes, we have this desire to worship something. Make sure that you worship the one true and only God. Know that the Lord, he is God. We can know it through what we've seen in his word. We can know it because his word is fulfilled. We see that in what the Messiah coming. We see that, we know that he is the Messiah because he has fulfilled all of the scriptures that proclaim his coming. It is a mathematical improbability, they say, that one person could fill one of the many prophecies about the Messiah. And yet Jesus fulfilled all of them that we find in the Old Testament. That we can see it in the manifestation of God through him. We can see it in his works. We can see it in his resurrection and the witness of those that saw him who, when he was resurrected from the dead. We can see it and hear it in the preaching and teaching. We can know that our God is God. To God be the glory for the great things he has done. I pray that you would meditate upon this verse. It would be a word of encouragement to you as you go throughout this day, the middle of the week. I pray that you would have a safe day as you go throughout this day, and then tune in again tomorrow. Yes, as we consider today's verse. Amen.